Hello YouTube world, this is Marco G here on Motorcycle Tips and Trips. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Today we're going over the vented gas cap. I've been having problems with my gas cap, and of course you could do this on the Harley Davidson, Indian, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, etc. It's a simple application. The problem I've been having with this vented cap was when the tank is full and I'm taking a right turn, of course, you lean a little bit, and what's happening is gas is seeping to the left side of the tank. It's not supposed to happen. There's time I'm driving forward or going up hills and I have a little seepage coming out from underneath it. That's not supposed to happen. That's not normal either. When I do my slow speed maneuvering, also there's time I practice around cones and things, and yeah, things happen and the engine shuts off. Then I drop the bike. I let it fall. You're not supposed to catch it. But there's a lot of fuel that started to come out of the gas cap. On the vented cap, it will seep. That's normal. But the amount that was coming out was not normal. So I decided, okay, let me go to the motorcycle shop and purchase me a new cap. Well, the guy said to order it, it will cost you $150 to $200. Then I have to get it keyed to match the same key if I don't want to ride around with two keys. And I says, what this thing here cost, $150 to $200? This cap? You gotta be kidding. He says, nope. He said that the best way to do it is take it apart, clean it. It gets, because of the fuel and everything, it gets dirty and gets nasty, and you gotta clean it out. You have to do that once in a while. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But also, another problem is when you have a vented cap and it's not working properly, what happens is the pressure builds up, and if you have a carbureted motorcycle, the pressure of the gas is pushing the fluid down your carburetor. Then it overfloods it. There's time you're riding and all of a sudden your your motorcycle catches on fire because it's overflooding. So if you keep this clean when it's needed, then you don't have that problem. You're supposed to hear a humming noise vibrating. That's the pressure relieving. There's a valve back there in I call it a webbing gasket, and that dissipates the fumes out, and you shouldn't have that problem. And another thing I want to share with you, that on my key, I keep my type of blood in case something does happen, the first responder shows up, they know if I need blood, they know what type I need. So come follow me and I'll show you how it's done. Okay guys, here we are with the gas cap. Like it's a simple application, simple to do. We're going to need some grease. And not lithium. Do not use lithium grease. That's not a good application in this case. It's made different, and with the gasoline, it's not going to work well. I normally use 3-in-1 oils. It's a good oil. Paper towel. You're going to use some. You're going to need your key, of course. You're going to need your screwdrivers, Phillips. And I normally like using this Vessel. It's a good Phillips screwdriver. It has ridges up here, so it helps when there's a screw that's stripped a little bit and prevents from stripping. So look it up online. You'll get 3 of them. It's worth the money, and it has a magnet tip. So I'm going to get closer here, and I'm going to show you that we're going to take these 2 screws off, and then we're going to take these 4 off. So it's very simple. Of course, this is a Boulevard. Suzuki Boulevard gas cap, but this will also work on Harley Davidson, Indians, all different types. They just made different, but you'll figure out, you get the manual, you can do it pretty good. So let's go on. Let's zoom this in closer so you can see what's going on. Okay, we're here. I got this on the table, protect the table and protect myself from my wife, because if I scratch this glass, I'm gonna get in trouble. So here's the gas cap. We just take the 2 Phillips screws out, place that on there. for it, and they don't want to overcharge you. Take these 2 screws off, place this up, remove this. Now, word of advice, this has a little ledge right there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's only going to fit one way, okay? And what sticks out is going to go on this side. Also, this only will fit one way. You reverse it, it's not going to fit with this little tip here, and that's go in that hole. What's the other hole for? I don't know, but right now we're here with this. So this is a ring here, and behind this ring, flat washer, is an O-ring. I'm going to replace that, and then there's another washer behind it for whatever reason. So we're going to pop that out. This washer goes here. There's that O-ring I'm talking about. You're going to go in there, and this is an old one. You could reuse it if you like. I'm not going to reuse it because I've been in here before, and I know it's about that time to replace it. And it's a booger to get out and end up messing it up. I have other O-ring remover, but they're not going to fit in here because it's so tight. There's your O-ring, and there's that, like a washer. I call it a ring because it looks like a ring, washer ring, whatever that does. That goes in here. We're taking that out, and I'm removing this. Now I went out and I couldn't find a thin. These are thin, and I got this one, which is an AC gasket. They're sturdy too, so that's going to take its place when I put it in there. All that is to prevent gas. This is where your key is. That's going to prevent the gasoline going up in there. That's all it is. Not a big thing or deal if that happens. Now the next step is we're taking off this seal. This is the seal. Put it up straight. There is 4 springs there. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all the same size, so don't worry. On this, you take it off. And put them aside. This is the seal that goes, almost look like a bearing seal on the car wheel. But this is the seal that goes on the tank and seals from fluid coming out. I've been in here before, I've cleaned this. So you clean this. I normally use Axle grease, doesn't matter what brand. I spread it on there and then wipe it off. I don't leave it on there. It refreshes this. This was all dirty, full of some stuff. I cleaned it off already. So by putting that refreshing, I put it in the inside here too. Just refreshes everything, and it helps sliding in this area of the cap. So let's move on. Put that out of the way. Now we're going to deal with the 4 screws there, Phillips. I'm going to loosen these guys. This is going to come up. You bring it straight up. Don't have to worry about it. I'm going to bring a close view here. Here's air goes in there, and down in this hole right there is the pressure valve. Now you could use don't use air because you might break something loose. You don't want to do that. I used WD-40 just to flush it out, and you're supposed to hear this. That's almost like a PVC valve. It's a ball bearing in there, and you have to have that. Early when I cleaned it up the first time, you didn't hear that. It was quiet. It has to sound like that. So I mean, that's working properly. Now, Going on this side, we have to release that. That holds the pressure valve down. So we're going to remove that. It's a tiny Phillips. Like I said, I've been here before, so it looks clean. Mine was dirty. You take this flap. There's only one way it's going to go on. Just, if you want to, take a picture or do something there. This has a spring on top of this. So this, don't lose the spring. This is a spring, and that's the valve. Take the spring off. And I cleaned it, it was dirty, and then I put little grease on it, rubber, or WD oil on the rubber, and it just refreshes it. This area I cleaned earlier in that hole right there. I don't know if you can see. That's going to be, it was dirty. I cleaned it. I used a Q-tip and used cleaner in there. I used kerosene and to clean all that. So that's all you need there. I put a drop of 3-in-1. This is sewing machine oil. They had it for years. So if this worked through a sewing machine and how hard it works, I will use this. WD-40 is not really, it's more of a cleaner, and it's a water dispersant oil. That's what WD stands for. 40 was the 40th formula, or the 40th time they finally came up with the formula they needed. It was for NASA needed it. You put an oil there, one drop there, and a drop over here. Do not use that, I forget the name of it, the black powder for this, because eventually it will get, with the gasoline and things, it will get involved. You don't want to use that. So the oil is fine. If it gets into your gasoline, it's not going to mess it up. It comes from this byproduct and all that stuff, so that'll be fine. So I've cleaned this. This was filthy and dirty. I've cleaned that area. I also cleaned over here. So that's all you have to do. Put oil. I didn't worry about this side because gravity is going to bring that down. So you just need a little bit, one drop. Okay. Looking at this is another gasket seal. I'm going to call it webbing. It looks like a webbing. It's removed. I'll show you right here. It's come off. Bring it off slowly. Now like I said, I cleaned it already. It's already been lubricated, so it comes off easy. First, normally it's all kind of sticky, but it'll come right off. So this is the webbing. You have to clean this, and now I put a little bit grease on it, wiped it down, and then I put a little not WD, 3-in-1 on there to refresh it, soften it, and make it new again. Also in here, there is a Phillip. This is for this here. Now, originally when I had the problem, I gotta hold that straight. It didn't click that well. So you just take that Phillips. There is a spring there. So now, this normally is like this. Take it off, and it locks. It didn't do that before because it was all cruddy. There was crud in there, so now it does the lock. Also, I forgot to mention, when I took this off the first time, there is this piece of metal here. You use the smooth side, and I'll show you, I'll take it out and go in there. And that's part of the valve system. Okay, come on. And we're gonna pick you out. How's that? Okay, so that goes in this place. It looks like this. It has a little grease on it, and that's what you may see some there, but that's okay. The smooth side, that goes in this spot right here. Sometimes it will cooperate, sometimes you gotta deal with it. And it went in sideways. That's the only trouble I had, but overall it's not complicated. Don't squeeze it, don't longwise. Be very careful so you won't mess it up. Okay, let's get you back in there. Yeah. Take a little grease, it's too much. Put it on your finger. By having that little grease there, tap it like that. Makes it stick. Wipe it. Now I get a paper towel and wipe that excess. Now, when the pressure builds up here in these chambers, it really pushes that valve, this valve up. So when it pushes the pressure through these holes, it pushes this up, fumes gets built up in here, and then it goes through this webbing thing, it's a gasket, and then you have that metal, that's like another purge valve. It purges it out, and then that's where you get your vibration noise from this and that. The air is just trying to escape. So there's only one way to put this on. They have these things sticking. Oops, maybe I'm not in the camera. I hope I'm in the camera. There we are. We have these sticking out. That's going to fit in these two spots. So you just follow the pattern, and this other one fits in the one down here. So there we go. Put that in place. Put that in play in that hole. Don't force nothing. You don't want to rip those. Okay, that's in. That's laid flat. There we are. This one's in that hole there, and then everything escapes on the sides and does what it does, and it comes out of your cap. So let's put this back together again. Humpy dumpy. We deal with that later. We'll get the valve. Okay, now putting this plunger back on. Make sure you got the spring on there. Don't lose that. Put this on the bottom there with this, oops, spring fell off. Spring goes there. That's what you're looking at. This metal plate goes back on there. Make sure it's in the holes, especially after you tighten it. And the only way you're gonna get this screw on, you're gonna have to use a Phillips. I press it down, I flip it upside down. Carefully get it started. You could tell when it's going in now. Most important on the plunger side, that pin is out. When it stops, you stop, make sure everything's in proper location. Take it and then don't over tighten it. Okay, so that's that right there. So all this is complete. Now I have to put this back in play. And there's there's only one way it's gonna fit. That hole with this key. Okay, now it's in place. You can see the 4 holes. We'll put the screw in there. Get her started. Okay, now I'm going to continue this until it stops. I'm not tightening it, I'm stopping it. just want to make sure everything is sitting right because there's a gasket underneath there. Okay, now that we got these snug, I do like a car tire, I go across. And that's tight there. Now this here, you maybe wonder, there's a hole on the other side, I probably forgot to show it. It's part of this inside of the other side where this is where the fumes are going to come out, finalized through that hole. After through that valve that just controls it, so be controlled before I put that in. There's this ring, what I call a ring because it looks like a ring, that goes in first. Then this O-ring washer goes in there, push it slow there, and then this flat ring goes in that place and it holds it in. So we got to put in the we got to put the 4 springs. When it goes here and there, just got to put them in those pins. So they're there. This guy will slide on there, and you can feel the springing back. That helps the seal. Also, sometimes this will get hung up, and that's why I put the grease. I might put just a little bit more on the back side, where this slides. There we go. Slides up and down. I don't know. Oop! Don't lose that. Slides up and down. So that's why it helps to do that. Now you're going to grab this. Wipe my fingers. You grab this. Where you go? Come here. Remember, there's only one way it'll go. You got a pin here, and it's the inner pin. Place there. Place this. Just like that. Then this here. This has a rise here, where over here is flat. The rise goes into that hole, so there's only one way it'll fit. If you spin it around, don't work well either. So placing that back. Okay, we're there. Drop screws in there. Okay, that's done. This is moving well here. Take this, flip it down, put the key. Oh yeah, that's pretty soft. It wasn't soft like that before. There you go. So now that's it. All we have to do is put on the motorcycle and go from there. So that's simple it is. Okay, let's go, follow me. Here we are, let's see how this works. Oh, that went in easy. Yeah, that flips nice. Much easier to take on and off. There we go. Yeah, we got it. See, now that's working even better. So all right, Marco G here, Motorcycle Tips and Trips. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, and we'll see you in the next video. But I have to go now because I gotta go for a ride.